Ladies and gentlemen, I will call the meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everybody to our October 1st City Council meeting. It's hard to believe it's October already. It seemed like we just turned 2024 and now it's October. So, if you would, please remember to silence your electronic devices and please stand and join me in the invocation and the pledge. Lord, we pray tonight for all those affected by Hurricane Helene. We ask you to bless those who lost loved ones and those whose homes or properties were destroyed. We pray also for the workers who are valiantly providing assistance to those in need. Help us to come together in steadfast support of our fellow Americans in their time of need. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And in addition, just to mention to those who might be watching, in addition to praying for those affected by the hurricane, we as a city have also made an offer of mutual aid to those communities that are devastated by this. So thus far, nobody has called and asked for that, but that offer is still out there. So it's very likely that we may be sending some of our equipment and or employees over to the beach communities or wherever we're needed. So, okay, our first order of business is a proclamation for Hispanic Heritage Month and our own marketing and communications.
We're supposed to do the fact first?
Oh, I'm sorry. See, I'm racing right to get the National Night Out.
That's good.
So, our historical fact, I'm hoping you're doing it, because it says here Gil Slister and he's not here. So
Gil and I switched.
Okay, so Councilmember Fernandez.
Okay, so many of you will know and some may not, but when this community was first developed as Temple Terrace Estates, we were a vacation community, and the homes, the original homes, don't have they have tiny little kitchens. They do not have big kitchens. So if you bought a home in Temple Terrace Estates, you were expected to maybe have breakfast at your house, but lunch and dinner were at the country club. And today I have some of the original china from the country club, and this china actually dates to 1923, and I don't know if...
Yeah.
Wow.
Do I go here? Okay. And it's hard to see, but we have some pictures of it, so we'll be posting it on our city Facebook page. But the shield on the china is actually a golfer and an equestrian flanking a shield bearing images of the temple orange trees, for which the city was named. And it also features a Taj Mahal in the shield, which was obviously an image of important architecture and a lavish lifestyle. So the configuration is to basically hint at the exotic and luxurious lifestyle you can expect as a member of the Temple Terrace Estates community. So this china was used for the inaugural ball that was February 21st, 1923 at the country club. So this china was there and ready to go. So we've got some plates, we've got our sugar bowl, we have a silver creamer, and I am not sure if this was a creamer. It actually looks like a salad dressing bowl to me. But these are some of the pieces that local residents have saved. So this china was actually designed by Lamberton, and he designed, the silver service was custom designed by Albert Pick and Company. So it's quite luxurious and ornate way to dine, and the country club, the inaugural ball was very well attended, and this is the china that they used at that ball and used throughout the early days of the country club. So that's my fact.
That's very good, thank you. That was, so you upped the game on all of us, now bringing in props and show and tell, and so what are we gonna do now?
But we have it. We don't have any of these items on display anywhere. So we don't have our own little display, but there are people in the community that have saved bits and pieces over the years from Old Temple Terrace. So we do have things that they might be willing to loan us to display.
That's very cool. So thank you, thank you. I'm sorry I raced over you there, that was good, thanks for stopping me. So now, our next item of business is a proclamation for Hispanic Heritage Month, and our own Communications and Marketing Officer, Joel Duarte, is here. And I'd like to read this. It says, whereas, as a community that is committed to celebrating our diversity, the City of Temple Terrace is proud to join in the national recognition of Hispanic Heritage Month to recognize the contributions and accomplishments of Hispanic Americans. Hispanic Americans have had a lasting impact on the United States, making our nation, state, region, and community stronger. Temple Terrace, Hispanic Americans represent numerous and distinct cultures, helping to shape our community into a more vibrant place to live. This year, National Hispanic Heritage Month's theme is Pioneers of Change, Shaping the Future Together, which celebrates Hispanic trailblazers who have left an indelible mark and made outstanding contributions to the well-being, prosperity, and visibility of the Hispanic community in the United States. Hispanic Heritage Month provides an opportunity to learn about the cultures that have helped to mold our country, reminding us that cultural heritage is something that must be recognized, celebrated, and shared. We celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Our community reaffirms its collective commitment to inclusion as we continue to work to ensure that each person who calls our city home feels valued, welcomed, and has access to opportunities that help them thrive. Now therefore I, Andy Ross, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Temple Terrace, Florida, do hereby set aside October as Hispanic Heritage Month. And we have Mr. Duarte here. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, I'd like to first thank you and the council members for allowing me to accept this proclamation in name of all the residents and employees that work here that are Hispanic heritage. It's a great honor for me and for us to know that we make a part of this city that is, amazing. I'd like to say something in Spanish, if you don't mind.
Don't mind.
Para mí es un honor recibir esta proclamación en nombre de todos los empleados y residentes que viven en la ciudad. Es una demostración que nosotros somos parte de la ciudad y para mí es un gran honor recibir esto. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Duarte. Let's give him a round of applause. There we go.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
All right. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes from our September 17th City Council meeting? And if so, is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any corrections or adjustments to the minutes? If not, all those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no nays. The minutes are adopted. Next, persons wishing to be heard on items not listed on the agenda or items on the consent agenda. I currently have one request to speak from Mr. Loeb. Mr. Loeb, welcome. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Charles Lowe. I live in Terrace Park. And first of all, a few things. A reminder, hurricane season still has 2 months ahead. Secondly, I want to wish the city a happy fiscal new year, which begins today, and not to mention that what begins tomorrow night is the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. So for the Jewish audience, being I'm Jewish, I did want to wish them Happy New Year's too. I have tonight a very serious topic, and I was thinking about to myself whether I should say it or not, but When people keep quiet, that's part of the problem. As Edmund Burke said, when good people do nothing is when evil thrives. I wrote 2 letters recently, one on August 30th, one to the administrator dealing with those $100 cards, which I'm sure you all saw. And I also wrote one on September 11th, and that was on purpose to the Public Service Commission. As far as the administrator's letter goes, I told them that, or one of the main comments I made was that the state of Florida has no right to take our money or anyone else's money and do what they feel like without asking us. They have no right to make a decision to do that. It's not their money to deal with. It is the taxpayer of Hillsborough County's money. I told them that I would prefer that we divided 50-50, $50 for the homeless and $50 for the bus riders. So I did want to mention that up. Now, the one thing it seemed the point that seem to have in common is that up in Tallahassee, they seem to have a good way of spending our money, which seems kind of ridiculous. You go into, like for example, that the lawyers made an agreement with the Duke customers. Hey, no, who appointed them as our agents or our bosses or anything like that? And it's not an entitlement for power companies to have, just because they put down figures, that they're entitled to increases. Now, when it came to TICO, and I wrote 7 points that were not in I studied the the Times articles, and I wrote 7 points that the lawyers didn't even bother to bring up that I felt were important. I don't really have time to discuss them all with you, but a couple were general points and 5 were more specialized. Again, as far as I am concerned, that if people either stand up for injustice or they accept it, and if you're accepting it, well, anyway, I'll just leave it at that for tonight. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Loeb. I don't currently have any other requests to speak. Brian, we seem to have some technical difficulties. I guess maybe we have it fixed. All right, so there are forms in the back of the room. If you'd fill one out, we'll let you make your comments, and then you can fill it out afterwards and give it to the clerk, please. Sir, you can fill that out after you make your comments. If you would just speak from the podium and state your name and city of residence.
Yes. My name is Fred Black, and I'm a resident here in Temple Terrace, business owner. I belong to the Garden Club, etc. I guess one of my issues may not, I don't even know if it's this is the proper place to address is, there's a park that sits behind the Shell gas station known as River Hills, and it states that the park's open for the kids and the bathrooms stay locked all the time. Now, I made a phone call to the city, and they said there's certain behaviors that happen at night. I feel even though there's whatever's happening at night with people doing inappropriate things, as a taxpayer, I don't think it's fair for me to have to take my child to the Shell gas station when the bathrooms are locked all the time. Now, I don't know if this is an issue that you all have anything to do with. Do I have to take it back to the city? But the bathrooms stay locked all the time. And I don't think that's right. I just don't think it makes no sense. I don't care what type of behavior is happening at night where the homeless are going in there doing whatever. Why should I and my family be punished? Or why do I have to let my daughter use the bathroom at a Shell when she should be using that at the park? I just don't get it. I don't. I do understand the behavior and you keep the bathroom locked for the homeless, whatever, but that has nothing to do with people who pay taxes. And I'm a business owner. I'm a member of the Garden Club, etc. Why I feel like we're being punished for something that has nothing to do with us. So I was just wondering, is that an issue that maybe it's not appropriate here, or do I need to call the city to see why the parks are closed? Why are the bathrooms closed 24 hours? And it states clearly on the sign that the bathrooms are. It's a sign saying the bathrooms are public for the public. So.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
If you would fill up the form with your contact information,
Yes, sir.
provide it to the city clerk so that somebody can follow up with you. Thank you. Okay. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Consent agenda is adopted. Next is a resolution approving an IAFF three-year collective bargaining agreement, and our Fire Chief Ian Kemp is here to explain. Good evening, Chief.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council. Ian Kemp, your Fire Chief. I'm before you presenting a resolution approving a three-year collective bargaining agreement between the City of Temple Terrace and International Association of Firefighters, IAFF Local 2160. The city and the union worked tirelessly in the negotiation addressing regional marketplace disparities created largely by the City of Tampa's substantial pay increases in year 2022. The increases in this contract are significantly more substantive than any afforded in Temple Terrace recent history, and should ensure that our fire department remains extremely competitive and attractive as a premier workforce. The city and IFF negotiating teams tentatively agreed on a three-year collective bargaining agreement at the last meeting in September. The IFF union membership voted in support of ratifying this agreement on September 28, 2024. In addition to the union's existing step plan, this contract includes the following cost of living adjustments. In year one, 9.5% pay increase. In year two, 4% pay increase. And in year three, a 4% cost of living increase. The paramedic incentive was also increased as the following: $500 increase in year one, $500 increase in year two, and $250 increase in year three. The contract includes a transition to a 3-week Kelly Day from a current practice of 6 weeks, and an additional $50 are provided towards each firefighter's uniform allowance per year. It is recommended that the City Council adopt a resolution approving a three-year collective bargaining agreement with the International Association of Firefighters, IAFF Local 2160. The agreement is effective October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2027.
Thank you, Chief. Are there members of the public who wish to comment on this item? Seeing none, are council members any questions for Chief Kemp? Okay, is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve the resolution approving the IAFF three-year collective bargaining agreement.
Second.
Motion and second. Discussion, Councilmember Chambers?
Not a discussion of the motion, but a thank you to the city's negotiating team. I know all the team worked real hard, and to the union negotiators and the firefighters for getting this three-year contract done.
I just want to echo the same thoughts. I thank you to city staff and all of the financial analysis that you provided council with as we were going through the process. And thank you to the local firefighters for meeting the city and approving our agreement.
If there are no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No nays. Contract is adopted. Thank you, Chief. Council business, carryover council business. Any new business or board reports to come before the council? Very good. City manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. I just wanted to thank our entire team for the work that was done during Hurricane Helene. We were spared the worst of it, as you noted early on, but it wasn't for lack of effort on our part being prepared for it. So kudos all around. Everybody worked tirelessly. We had people cutting trees up in the middle of the night. We had our crews responding to medical emergencies. So it was definitely a collaborative effort, and let's hope that this is the last one for the season. So thank you, and thank you for the council's support as well.
Thank you, Mr. Bahia. City attorney's report? Nothing to report. Is there any other business to come before the council? We're good. If not, we will be adjourned. What?
National Night Out.
Oh, National Night Out. Yes, we will now be adjourning to National Night Out over at the Family Recreation Center on White Way. We invite all members of the public to come out. Usually it's a wonderful event, and we will hope to see everybody there. We are adjourned.